Hey everybody, oh happy day. In this video, I'm going to share with you what my experiences were when I first started off in the insurance industry so many years ago. Let me tell you, there's some things that you want to be mindful of. You got to watch out for certain things you're going to want to do, certain things, learn from my mistakes and don't do them. So that's what I'm kind of decompress with you a little bit. We're going to talk about how I made it in the insurance industry, what maybe it looked like back in the day, and we're going to kind of unpack that. Before I get going though, jasonfinalexpense.com. I'm so blessed to partner with some of the most amazing agents across this nation in my national agency to sell things like Medicare and life insurance face-to-face, and more importantly in the telespace. If you need help, reach out and I'll help you in any way I can. But I survived it. First off, there's hope. You will survive as an insurance agent most times if you follow these things, and that's what I'm going to share with you. When I first started with insurance, I passed my test. I was a little scared, okay? I was scared. I wasn't super confident. I was confident in the tele space of the industry, but I've never done insurance before, so it was just a different dynamic. Could barely spell whole life. I passed my test. Now what, right? A lot of times when you first start, the first point I'm going to share with you here is you need to be prepared. It's not just book smarts. You've got to understand maybe some street smarts. So the same way when I came into the insurance industry, I had my insurance license. Yes, I passed, but I didn't know anything more than that. And you got to be prepared when you're an insurance agent. You must start in a state of preparation. Just like you had to prepare to pass your test, as an insurance agent, you need to prepare to serve your consumers properly and meet their needs according to what they want. So be prepared and always be ready to be uncomfortable. I'm going to share about 7 tips with you if you're taking notes. Okay, so if you got the Mighty Big 1.0, that's what we're going to chat about today. But be prepared and be willing to be uncomfortable. When you first start, you've got to be willing to be uncomfortable. You're not going to know everything. Yes, you passed your test. Yes, you passed your license. Now what? You got to be in a position where you can put yourself into somebody else's hands and allow them to mold you and to help you come, okay, into the right place, to be able to come to the table using the right methods if you're a face-to-face insurance agent, to be able to come through the phone lines and come through properly and appropriately and professionally if you're in the telespace, a better way. But there's no wrong way of serving people. There's no wrong way of selling insurance. Point number 2, you need to be insanely prepared to work hard. This business is insanely simple, but it's not easy, okay? It takes a strong head game and a strong heart game. You've got to come at it in a strong mental place. You've got to be prepared for hard work. Insurance is not a lazy man's game, not a lazy lady's game. You're not going to just, wow, I passed my insurance test, I'm going to lean back and just piles of money are going to flow into my lap. No, this is not your little box of Lucky Charms, and you're not going to find the unicorn at the end of the rainbow with a big pot of gold. You've got to work, especially at first. You've got to be focused on high action, high work, high doing. There's no substitute for it when you start off in insurance. So be prepared. Be prepared to be uncomfortable if you want to get what you don't have. You've got to be prepared to work. You've got to be prepared to do high action, and you've got to be in a place where you can sustain that high action. Don't burn yourself out. Don't put yourself in a position where you maybe have unrealistic expectations and you're beating yourself up. Don't do that. Build yourself up. It's a tough enough industry. You're going to get told no a lot. All right. Point number 3, when I first started in the insurance industry, you got to look at leads appropriately. You must look at leads in the right light. If you want to make it, if you want to be really successful, you've got to understand that leads are not sales. They're not. And when I first started off in insurance, I got a pile of leads of like 20 people, direct mail leads. Here you go, Jason. Go get them, boy. I'm like, wow, yeah, all these people want to buy from me. Great. Where can I pick up the premium and make the money? This is perfect, right? Wrong. I had a wrong perception, a wrong ideology of what a lead was. A lead is not a sale. Not even a little bit, okay? A lead, you need to be looking at it appropriately, okay? This is like looking across the street when you're in your teens and you see somebody that's really attractive to you. Yay, they're attractive. Yay. Guess what? You got to look at leads appropriately. You've got to have a proper conversation. A lead is nothing more than that beautiful prospect that you need to have a conversation with, okay? They're not going to just, you'd be like, ooh, I see this pretty person across the street. I see this handsome devil across this street. Marry me already. No, a lead is not, I want to marry you. A lead is not, I'm going to buy from you. A lead is nothing more than, wow, you're a nice person. I'm a nice person. Can we have a conversation about the value that I can bring? A lead is an opportunity. Nothing more, nothing less. A lead is an opportunity to have just a conversation. And you need to be really good and know how to take that conversation into the right way. You need to have an appropriate conversation, a professional conversation, just like you would in the dating game, okay? You need to have a very good professional conversation. You need to have it done right so that you can take it from a lead that now is a conversation that turned into the ability for you to have a conversation that turns into a potential conversion. When you're good at converting their needs, their desires, into what your product will do for them, now you've got a conversion, you've got a sale, you've got a met need. So you've got to look at leads appropriately. Leads are not just sales. A lot of brand new agents, myself included, when I first started off, saw a lead as, wow, they're a sale. I'm just going to show up and say hi and they're going to buy from me. Wrong. I couldn't be so wrong. Okay, so look at leads appropriately. You got to have lots of conversations to meet needs. You've got to have a lot of conversations, but fruitless conversations don't work. You've got to have meaningful conversations when you're dealing with some of the greatest people on this planet, and you're going to be nervous, okay? So be prepared to be uncomfortable. Point number 2, be prepared for really high work, really high action. Understand leads are not sales. Leads are just opportunities to get going. Another point I'm going to share with you is you need to really, really focus on getting as many leads as a brand new agent as humanly possible. The last thing you need is scarcity. This business is kind of scary if you don't know what you're doing, and it gets even scarier, and you'll start getting in a position where you lose confidence if you don't have enough people to talk to. That's called scarcity. It's like you don't have enough food, okay, in your home. You're not going to be kind of careful about what you eat if you don't have much left. When you've got an abundance, it's no big deal. You now can be more courageous as you help those folks. You're not going to have as much scarcity, and your certainty will increase. Your lack of certainty will decrease. It'll go away. But you got to look at leads appropriately. You've got to have lots of leads. You've got to have lots of balls thrown at you if you want to hit, okay? You want to step up to the plate like in baseball. There's nobody, okay, with a perfect record in baseball. To my knowledge, if y'all know of some, please tell me. I don't know of a single baseball player that has a perfect batting record, okay? You got to have lots of balls thrown to you to increase your connections. And even a really good baseball player, my goodness, he's got a great hit rate, but he's not hitting everything. He's swinging and a missing, swinging and a missing. Okay, he bunts. Okay, he bunts. Whoop, now we connected. Now he's on first base. Woo, got around the bases. Let's go. Ooh, now he made it home. Now he made it home. With baseballs getting thrown at you, the baseballs are your leads. You got to have those conversations getting thrown at you, and you need to be focused on making the connection to what the consumer desires of you. Make the connections, but you need lots of balls thrown at you if you want a chance of hitting something. And when you first start, you're going to feel like you're playing t-ball and you can't hit the stupid thing. It is what it is. You're going to be in a position where you're playing t-ball, and then you're going to graduate to baseball, and now they can start throwing balls at you, and you're like, giddy up, let's go. Get into a position where you have lots of leads. You need as many leads as humanly possible. As professional, okay, as you are, you need a lot of leads. As polished as you are, it doesn't change the fact you need a lot of leads. As good as you are, nope, you still need lots of leads. So when you start off, understand you've got an insane lead need. You need them all. Look at leads appropriately. It's not a, okay, I'm going to buy something from you. It's an opportunity to bring value. It's an opportunity to continue the conversation and focus on it. Another tip I want to share with you is you need to be very choosy when you first start off in insurance. You need to pick your friends wisely, okay? Your friends can define you for good. Your friends can define you for bad. Birds of a feather fly together. Had a great mentor in my life early on in my career, and it's very important to have good friends. If you have good friends, birds of a feather will fly together and do better things. You're going to fly higher. If you're hanging with little turd birds, maybe you should change your circle of influence. If you hang around a bunch of turd birds, you're going to smell like a turd, okay? Professionally, this takes place as well. If you're working in an office, if you're working for an agency, you need to be hanging around people that are not negative Nellies. This business is tough enough. Don't hang around people that are weighing you down. You need to be hanging around people that are making a way like you are, that have a winning mindset. If they've got a winning mindset, they're going to help you be a winner as well. Winners breed winners, okay? You hang around a bunch of failures, you're going to start smelling like a failure too, and your chance of not making it increases tremendously. So focus on really choosing your friends well, but you got to be in a position where your friends will absolutely define you, but you've got to look at the heart of what's going on, even with your coworkers. You need to be in a position where you choose your friends wisely, choose your mentor even, okay, more strenuously. Choose your mentor where you vet your trainer. Have somebody that comes and helps you. When you've got a bunch of negative friends or caustic, cancerous coworkers that are just talking trash to you all day, making you feel poo-poo, okay, you're not going to make it. They're directing your heart in the wrong way. They're directing your focus in the wrong direction. You need to have a good mentor. That will help you dominate the direction that you want to go. Good mentors will take you far, and a good manager can take you even farther if you allow them to speak into your life. I was very blessed by an old agent in his 70s that, took the time to talk to me. You've got to be in a position, though, as an agent, that you've got to humble yourself. Be a humble learner. Be a humble learner. If you've got things that maybe you're doing wrong, rinse those things, purge those out of your life, just like a sponge, okay? Soak up the good things, squeeze away the bad things. And being squeezed sometimes is not fun. Being in a place of humble learning, in a place where you're hungry to learn. Don't ask for advice and then don't take it from someone that's done this a long time. I learned a lot from an agent that had done this for decades and decades and decades. This particular agent had done this for like 40 years. 40 years! Crazy, right? And here I am, some little young buck. Okay? Humble yourself and learn from people that know what they're doing so that you don't have to learn the hard way. Learn the simple way from some men and women that have done this a long time. That's why it's so critical that you vet your trainer. It's so critical that you know that the well that you're drinking from is clean. Sometimes people have managers and uplines that don't know how to pick up a phone. They don't know how to transfer skill set. Maybe they've never done it successfully, or maybe they were just an agent that never really made it and decided to go step into management. Let me tell you, this exists in this industry. It's very important that you choose the right mentor. Choose the right manager if you're working in an agency, okay? You gotta have somebody that's gonna lead you in a good way, taking you down the right path, more importantly, a proven path, but giving you all the tools necessary to navigate those waters, to get through the weeds, get through the woods, get through, okay, the times of adversity. You've gotta have a good mentor that you can have the privilege of venting to. Sometimes as a new agent, you're kind of volatile. You are. Your emotions are high. It happens. You have a crappy week or you have 3-4 days. Don't lose heart. Have a good mentor that you can go to that can help you get your mind right. That can help you maybe polish some methods that maybe you're not doing as well as you thought you were, right? Sometimes arrogance can get in our way. We're like, I'm an insurance agent. I should be able to do this. I got this. And then we're now the loneliest number on the planet, one. We're on our own little pity party island that we made for ourselves. Get around good people. A mentor will make a way for you and help you so that you don't have to learn through the school of hard knocks. Nothing hurts worse in insurance than learning by the school of hard knocks. It doesn't matter if you're selling life insurance. It doesn't matter if you're selling final expense or Medicare insurance or Medicare Advantage. It really doesn't. When you first start, please master one product. Master one product alone. Don't add another product until you've mastered the first. I made this mistake. I was trying to be a jack of all trades, and I was a master of none of them. I was confused. I passed my exam. First time. I passed everything. I was ready to go, so I thought. I had to have good leadership. I had to have good training so that I could get to where I wanted to be. I had to understand what is the key to the lock of the sale. What are some key things I need to be doing, and how, and why, and what do I need to do? I was so blessed to learn from someone that has done this for a long time so that I didn't have to navigate these deep waters alone. A lot of insurance agents will fail out. They really will, because they didn't understand they'd have to be prepared. Preparation, right? You don't think you got to be prepared, and then you think you're just going to magically have everybody buy from you? No, biggest lie, okay? Get into a position where you're prepared, and get prepared to be uncomfortable if you want to get what you don't got, okay? Be prepared to work really, really hard. It comes through hard work. It does. And it'll get easier, I promise you, it will. But at first, you got to grind it out. You got to work hard. Be prepared to do the things that the lazy people at the water cooler are unwilling to do. Be prepared if you work for an agency with a bunch of folks in cubicles, okay? You're doing the good work too, but be prepared to hear their little negative, poisonous venom that they're trying to lick up into your ears. Be prepared for it. Be like, white noise, not even going to listen to you. Okay, it's like Charlie Brown's teacher. Wah, 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 wah. Find some new friends, okay? Look at leads appropriately. Don't get infatuated with a lead. A lead is not, ooh, you're so pretty, you're going to marry me. No, look at a lead as nothing more than, this is an opportunity to bring value to this person. I just want to have a conversation, okay? And if things work out, let's talk about conversion and putting the ring on the fingers and getting the sale done. But you got to focus on your leads appropriately. When I first started, I made the mistake of, like I said, thinking that a lead was just a sale. It's not. It'll lead you to the road of the sale, but a lead is nothing more than a conversation piece, really. You need to have lots of conversations, but be very selective of who your friends are. You need to have friends that propel you forward. You need to have friends that are helping you prosper, helping you overcome adversity, and some friends maybe that'll push you in the right way. Not push you down, but help push you in the right direction if you're going the wrong way. You got to have good friends. You need to have good managers. Can't even talk today. Okay, I'm not real eloquent. Been a long day. But you got to have managers that will help you, uplines, okay, that will help you and truly be there for you. You got to have uplines that know how to pick up the fetching phone. You've got to have people that are willing to roll up the sleeves and train you to do what you do, to help you get what you desire. You've got to be a humble learner like we talked about, but you got to soak up the good stuff, okay, and then soak it up again and soak it up again, and you've got to be willing to take instruction. You got to be willing to do the same monotonous thing sometimes over and over and over again, and just keep doing it better and better. Get into a position where you're never going to, okay, arrive at perfection. You won't. I've done this, my goodness, telesales, and I've done insurance for over 20 years, over 2+ decades, and you know what? I'm still not perfect. I messed up in this video just chatting with you guys. Understand you're going to make mistakes, but don't stop doing what you do. Don't stop doing insurance just because you feel like you've got fat fingers or you tripped over your own tongue, like blah, 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 blah. It's okay. It's totally fine. Keep going. Keep doing more of it. You're going to polish yourself up. You're going to get better. You're going to get good. And then you're going to get great. And when you get great, stay at great. And maybe you've got 1 or 2 sales calls that were just perfect. And you're like, wow, I'd put my thumbprint on that. I'll own that one. Yeah. Well, guess what? You're going to have a call that maybe doesn't go as good. Give yourself some grace. It happens. Understand, as a new insurance agent, this is a super high skill game. That's why you need to vet your trainer. You need to be using proven power scripts. If you're going into telesales, you need a very good telemastery program. You need proprietary material, not free junk. Okay, you don't need the masses of garbage out there. You need high-end training so that you can achieve a high-end result. And then you've got to be willing to learn from it. And you've got to be willing to be coachable, be teachable. Reach the reachable and teach the teachable is what I always say. That's what one of my mentors had told me early on as well. It's very important that you take instruction, but make sure that your mentor, that your upline isn't wasting their breath speaking to you. Don't take advice that is vetted advice and then go thinking you're going to do it your own way just because you passed your insurance exam. I promise you it won't work well for you in the long game. Maybe you'll get away with it once, but as a new agent, let me tell you, it didn't work great for me when I tried doing stuff my own way. That's where your sales aren't happening. Oh, crud. Everything worked until it didn't. So as a new insurance agent, you got to be laser focused on your prize. Keep yourself laser focused on where you are going, what you're trying to accomplish. Don't try to master every product on the planet. Like I said earlier, get good at one and then stick to it. Stick to it. Once you're absolutely, unconsciously competent in that product, then add one more product offering and then master this one. When you've mastered that product, then don't be afraid to add an additional product. And now you've swallowed the elephant of information in the room, one little bite at a time. And no, I've never eaten elephants. But I'm saying you got to swallow one thing at a time. Do not make the flawed mistake of trying to do what I did early on and learn everything all at once. No. You shouldn't be doing Medicare and cancer insurance and hospital indemnity insurance and annuities and long-term care and this and that. I don't care what your manager or upline says. You're going to lose money. When I was brought on in the insurance industry so many years ago, I had that model. I was told, hey, here's a briefcase full of crap. You have everything. Go sell it to whoever will talk to you. Here's 20 plus leads. Go have fun. Yikes. Okay? I didn't know enough about any one of those skillion products to be good at anything. That was flawed on my end. I will own that. The very moment that I says, you know what? I need a good mentor. I need to talk to somebody that's really successful. When I talked to that great man, that great agent, he had patience with me and says, Jason, quit trying to swallow the elephant. Learn one product. Get good at it. That's what made me wealthy. Forget what your manager's saying right now. I've been in this industry a long time. By the way, he was a failed agent. Like, what? Okay, that's crazy, right? Sometimes you're going to have a manager that maybe isn't a good agent. That doesn't mean they can't train you, but make sure that you've got good mentors in your life that truly do what you do or have successfully done what you want to attain. I learned from amazing agents. I've learned from $1 million roundtable agents as well, and guess what? I am one, and I've been $1 million roundtable agents more times than I can count. If you want to rise to the next level, you must ask for advice from people that are better than you are. And when we first start out, let me tell you, pretty much everybody was better than this guy when I started off with insurance. You got to check your egos at the door. Any kind of massive ego is going to hurt you. You're going to go, oof, ouch, okay? Your ego sometimes is the biggest thing in the way of your learning. I had to put myself in a place of humbleness and learning, even though I've got a lot of background and a lot of things. It doesn't really matter. You got to learn. Learn from people that know a lot. It'll get you to where you want to be quicker. It'll give you the best chance of getting there fast. And by doing these little steps, by knowing how to handle a lead, being prepared for high work, you're not going to have the failure rate. You're not going to be in that 92% of failed agents. You won't. If you have a good mentor, good friends, understand it's about conversations and leads and understanding how to speak to a consumer, how to bring value. Get better at bringing value every day. At first, you may feel like you got butterflies in your chest, your tummy's a-turning, okay? This is how I didn't fail out of the industry. I kept going. The moment that I was starting to lose a little heart, and yeah, there was a couple times in my career where the nerves are getting to you, the no's will come attack you, the little demons of adversity will come spitting in your ear and, whispering that you're not good enough, whispering you're never going to make it. You need to be listening to the right voices. You need a good mentor, okay, like a little guardian angel talking to you in the right way. You need to have good people that have been where you are to help you get through waters that you've never swam through. You could be in a position where you can even stand on your own if you just knew it. You think you're drowning, but the water's what? 2 feet deep and you're 6 feet tall? Just stand up. You're fine. What? You thought you were drowning. A lot of times you're getting through this sea of no's. You have it under control. You just didn't know it. Good mentorship will get you through the school of hard knocks. Good trainers will help you understand maybe some perspective. Don't get hurt by the power that you thought the no had upon your life or the no had upon your career. My first week selling insurance on my own, I went all week. Monday, didn't get a thing. I had my appointments, though. I was faithful. Okay, I followed direction. I knew that I needed to get appointments. I need to get appointments. I need to get appointments. I started off, when I first started in insurance, face-to-face. And let me tell you, did it very successfully. But my first week, I didn't feel like a success. I felt like the most insecure agent on the planet. It's okay to have insecurity. Have courage. Fight through it. Don't give up. You'll be fine. I went Monday through Thursday. I had a goose egg. 0 sales. 0, everyone. 0. It's easy to lose heart. I could have failed out. I could have said, you know what, I'm going to go get a job that pays the bills. I just paid money for leads. This is painful. Understand, as an insurance agent, if you want to be powerful, you have to embrace the suck. You've got to embrace the stinky things. You've got to embrace the things that are hard. You're going to do things as a face-to-face agent that you never thought. Okay? You're going to be using honey buckets. You're going to be using bathrooms that homeless people left nasty, and you're like, oh, please, no. As a face-to-face insurance agent, you're going to do uncomfortable things. You're going to sit on couches that are pee-stained, and it's not just cat pee, okay? You're going to be there. You're going to sit on piles of newspapers. You're going to get bit by fleas. You're going to see the flea circus. You're going to see cockroaches. You're going to see sweet people that live differently than you. You're going to do uncomfortable things, and you're going to get told no a lot. Even in telesales, you're going to get told no more times than you're going to get told yes. It's going to happen. Understand, embrace the adversity. My first week, I didn't get my first sale until Friday. Till Friday. You know how painful that was for me? Oh my goodness. Okay? Thank God. Didn't have a dog back then, because you get home, want to kick the dog. I'm telling you, like, rah! And I don't kick dogs, but you know what I'm getting at here. You're so pissed when you've worked that hard. You put everything, and you're trying to do the right thing, and you're like, I'm doing this perfectly, right? Well, I wasn't perfect by any stretch, but I kept going. I kept making a way, and I had a good trainer that says, trust the numbers. It's a numbers game. You've got this in you. Let's go. You've got this. Let's go. Friday night, hadn't made a single sale until my last appointment of the week. And then I made a sale, and guess what? My knees were a-knocking. I was afraid. I was scared. I was insecure as a brand new agent, and I'm a grown man that was in this industry a long time, but not in insurance. It doesn't matter what your background is. The ground is level when you're stepping into uncharted waters, when you become an insurance agent. But if you have the right perspective, you can push through the no's, knowing that the yes is coming. You've got to stay in a positive way. You've got to keep a positive mindset to have the right outcome, or at least the right chance of a good outcome. If you know that you can make it, you're not going to be part, okay, of the huge flock of turd birds that fall out of the air. You're going to be flying with the eagles because you know where success is, and you're going to fly with those that have found it. If you find someone that has insane levels of success and they're willing to partner with you, if they're willing to help propel you to become better, you found a good person in the industry. There's good people in this space, but be careful of the bad ones. Please vet your trainer. The people that train you have the ability to impact you permanently. People that mold you when you're very moldable as an insurance agent have the ability to move you out of this industry in a really fast way negatively. If they're training you with bad practices, if they're not using power scripts, if they're teaching you flawed methods, or telling you that this is just easy peasy and you don't got to do any work and you're just going to get piles of money, don't get shined on. Be careful. Make sure that you vet your agency. Make sure you vet your trainer. Make sure that you're learning from the top of the food chain. You're learning from people that are $1 million round table agents, $1 million round table agency owners. You're learning from the best. You're learning best practices. You are learning from people that are operating at the top of their license, not training you from the bottom of theirs. Sometimes people don't want to give you everything. They want to hold it all back. They want to give you just enough to use you, as opposed to giving you everything to help you become successful. Good mentors will define you. Good techniques will propel you in the right path, but a good buddy in the industry, good friends that you have around you, other people, birds of a feather, will fly together. Make sure you're not swinging and hanging out with a bunch of turd birds. Have good people that are helping you. And if you've got bad people in your life, be kind to them, but don't spend a lot of time with them. It'll hurt you. It'll cause a lot of bad things up in here, which will cause a lot of bad things here when you're trying to sell insurance. Greed will get you hurt. When you first start off as an insurance agent, I know you need the money. Everybody does. But focus on just meeting needs. And at the end of the week, the money will take care of itself 9 times out of 10. But you got to focus forward. You got to focus on positive ways. Focus on positive paths. Don't focus on the ditch. Keep going. You got this. Focus on this as a long haul, not a short game. If you went 4 days and didn't make a sale, well, you know what? When I first started as a face-to-face agent, it happened to me. It's okay. I was in my Friday, and the sun went down before I made my first sale. My knees were shaking. I had to use the bathroom. Ooh, man, I had to use the bathroom. This business is uncomfortable. You're going to be in homes. You're going to be on the phone, making a connection with a consumer, bringing value and certainty to them. And you're going to be uncomfortable even in telesales sometimes, because you're not going to be like, oh, hey, Mrs. Johnson, I appreciated the phone call. Can I put you on hold for a second? I got to go pee. You don't get to do that as an insurance agent. If you're in the home, you're in the same place. You're kind of stuck, all right? You're trying to help the client. You're trying to bring value and certainty to them. It's uncomfortable sometimes even in telesales. But you face-to-face insurance agents, my hat's off to you. I got respect for you. I got a lot of good face-to-face insurance agents. We partner together in my national agency. Y'all are doing the heavy work and the hard lifting. You're doing those things that you need to do to have success. Just like the telesales agents that partner together, we're a team. And we do the things together that will help us find success. It's not always sexy, it's not always snappy, it's plain vanilla, and it's a whole lot of vanilla, and a whole lot more of vanilla, and everybody puts their own little sprinkles on it, their own little flavor, brings the best of who they are to the table. When you're selling, bring the best of who you are to the table. In every appointment, in every connection that you get to have, you're going to be a more powerful agent, and you'll be more successful in the long game. You may not feel like it sometimes when you first start out. When you feel some form of insecurity, just train. Just do more of it. Do more of it. Get more leads. Get better. Get better. Understand you're better each day than you were the day before. You're going to polish yourself just like a rock. You start off jagged, and you're going to get smoother and smoother and smoother, and then the road will get less bumpy because you've been on it a million times. It gets less scary. You know what's around the corner. Get leads. Meet needs. Bring value. Bring certainty to your consumer. But understand, I was there too, and I survived it. I've seen a lot of agents fail out, and a lot of them failed out because they had a bad manager, a bad trainer. They didn't vet them. They had a bad partnership. They had somebody that wasn't truly there for them. Didn't know how to pick up a phone call. Their idea of training somebody was go watch a bunch of videos. You'll make it. Go buy leads. See ya. Don't drown in the pool. It's caustic. Where you will find success is where you have the best of partnerships. If you have good partnerships, you've got good training, you've got good mentorship, you've got some people in your life that are willing to help you succeed, you're now in a good place, and you're going to make it way farther than the folks that don't. It's a lonely space. Understand, insurance can be lonely at times. You're going to be listening to the voices in your own heads, and make sure the voices you've got going on in your heads are positive words, positive things. Make sure that you're keeping good things in front of you. Focus on where you're going, not where you came from. If you had a bad week, every week is a new opportunity. It's a new day. If you had a bad day yesterday, understand it's okay. You got this. Your yes bus is coming. Have faith. It'll free you from the negative in your head. But have a good mentor. Have a good trainer. Have a good partner in the industry that you can confide in, that you can trust in. A lot of times insurance agents were like bottles of champagne, shaky, 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 and if you don't release that cork, let me tell you, it's going to pop and things are going to get ugly. You got to have good folks that you can vent to that don't keep you down. It's not about sucking your thumb. That's okay. Happens too. It's not about, okay, being certain words, right? There ain't nothing wrong with that, but you got to get it out, and now you've got to move forward. Next, let's go. Release that tension, release those frustrations, and then focus on doing the most important thing at every given moment. When I started off as an insurance agent, I survived it, obviously, but let me tell you, there's a lot of folks that I saw fail out, and they didn't do the most important thing at every given minute. They weren't prospecting. They weren't setting up their week. They weren't having conversations. They were pretending like they were insurance agents driving around in their cars, not having their bills paid. They'd have an appointment that no-showed on them. They weren't doing the important things of maybe knocking the doors next to you and having continued conversations. No, they just went home. Or maybe they just went to the bar. Or maybe they just went to go hang out with their buddies and then decided to come home. Let me tell you, that's not going to pay your bills. Be doing the most productive thing at every given minute at all times. Doesn't matter if you're face-to-face. Doesn't matter if you're telesales. You want to be successful. You want to make it. Don't have white space on your calendar. Don't have downtime. Your downtime is when you're done. And you're not done until you chose to be done. As an insurance agent, okay, warm, happy thoughts and fun do not pay your bills. You're going to have a lot of fun in this space when you're successful. Nothing tastes as good as being successful. Nothing tastes as good as meeting needs. Nothing tastes as good as finishing your week with some sales in your bag, especially when everybody else took the lazy way out, or maybe other folks tragically didn't make it in this industry because they didn't have enough heart. They didn't have enough hunger to do what they needed to do to feed themselves. They know what they should have done, and they failed to do it. I survived in this industry because I didn't fail to do the most important thing at every given moment. And when I was in a position of uncertainty, or when I was in a position of, ooh, I may be doing something wrong, I'm going to go talk to the Sherpa. I'm going to go talk to a senior agent. I'm going to go talk to a mentor that's been in this industry way longer than I have, and gain some perspective. When you have a higher perspective, you will be above the elevation of everybody at the bottom. You can see what's happening. You're gaining the big picture. When you understand the big picture, you'll be more successful, more satisfied in this space. and you'll do a better job as a result. I hope this helps you. I hope you survive, and don't just survive in this space. I hope you thrive, because you can. The numbers of failure in this industry are because they didn't do some very small things right in the beginning. Do the small things perfect. Get into a place of proficiency, though, at first, and then get good, get great. Have a couple days where you're perfect. Understand, you know what, you're not always going to be perfect if you don't hone yourself. Practice and drill and rehearse. Practice and drill and rehearse, and don't be afraid to smile through adversity and have fun as you go. It'll take you farther. A positive mental mindset, good proven methods, and then proving yourself by doing more of it. Get those leads, go meet needs. You'll be a successful agent that sticks and stays in this industry, and I know you're going to be the most powerful force for good, serving the greatest generation on this planet. I hope this video helps you. Sorry I'm not the most eloquent today, but I hope this brings some value to you. Hope you have an amazing day and a better day tomorrow. Thanks for watching.